Welcome to Moments in History channel. Imagine a time when ancient India, a land of countless kingdoms and rivalries, was forged into a single colossal empire. This wasn't just any empire. It was one of the most powerful and sophisticated states of the ancient world, stretching from the Himalayas to the heart of the subcontinent. This is the story of the Mauryan Empire. Our story begins around 322 BCE, in a world shaken by conflict. The mighty armies of Alexander the Great had just swept through northwest India, leaving a power vacuum in their wake. It was in this turbulent landscape that a young, ambitious leader named Chandragupta Maurya saw his opportunity. Guided by his brilliant and ruthless advisor, Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, Chandragupta set out to do the impossible: unify India. Chanakya, the mastermind behind the throne, was the author of the Arthashastra, a groundbreaking political treatise that laid out the principles of statecraft, economic policy, and military strategy. Think of it as the ultimate guide to building and running an empire. With Chanakya's strategies, Chandragupta conquered the powerful Nanda dynasty, seized control of the fertile Gangetic plain, and established his capital at the magnificent city of Pataliputra. This city, modern-day Patna, became a sprawling metropolis, famed for its grand palaces, wooden fortifications, and bustling markets. It was the nerve center of a new imperial age. Chandragupta didn't just conquer, he built a state. He created a centralized administration that was astonishingly modern for its time. A sophisticated system of taxation was put in place to fund a massive standing army, one of the largest in the ancient world. Spies and informants kept the emperor aware of everything happening across his vast domain, ensuring stability and control. Chandragupta even faced off against Seleucus III Nicator, one of Alexander the Great's successors, and won, securing vast territories in the northwest and forging a diplomatic alliance sealed by marriage. The Mauryan Empire was now a major player on the world stage, exchanging ambassadors with the Hellenistic kingdoms of the west. After a long and successful reign, Chandragupta, according to some traditions, renounced his throne to become a Jain monk, passing the empire to his son, Bindusara. While less is known about Bindusara's reign, we know he was a capable ruler who continued his father's work. He pushed the empire's borders further south, bringing almost the entire Indian subcontinent, except for the southernmost tip and the kingdom of Kalinga, under Mauryan control. The empire was growing, its influence spreading like wildfire. But the most famous chapter of the Mauryan story belongs to Bindusara's son, Ashoka, who ascended the throne around 268 BCE. In his early years, Ashoka was known as Chandrashoka, or Ashoka the Fierce. He was a ruthless conqueror, determined to expand the empire to its absolute limits. His ambition led him to the one major kingdom that had resisted Mauryan rule, Kalinga, on the eastern coast of India. The Kalinga War was a turning point, not just for Ashoka, but for the history of the world. The battle was brutally successful. Kalinga was conquered, but the cost was staggering. The battlefield was a scene of unimaginable devastation. Hundreds of thousands were killed, and even more were deported. When Ashoka surveyed the aftermath of his victory, he was not filled with pride, but with overwhelming remorse and horror. The sight of so much suffering changed him forever. In that moment of crisis, Ashoka the Fierce died, and Ashoka the Righteous was born. He renounced military conquest and embraced a new philosophy of governance based on Dhamma, or moral law. Inspired by the teachings of Buddhism, Ashoka dedicated the rest of his life to ruling with compassion, tolerance, and non-violence. He didn't force Buddhism on his subjects, but instead promoted a universal code of ethics that all could follow, regardless of their faith. To spread his message, Ashoka did something unprecedented. He had his principles carved into stone, on towering pillars and massive rocks, and placed them all across his empire for everyone to see. These edicts, written in local scripts, are some of the most remarkable historical documents from the ancient world. They spoke of respecting elders, being kind to servants, showing tolerance for all religions, and protecting the environment, including animal welfare. Ashoka banned certain animal sacrifices and even established what might be the world's first veterinary hospitals. He built roads, dug wells, and planted trees along the highways to provide shade for travelers. his rule became focused on public welfare and justice for all. He sent Buddhist missionaries far and wide, from Sri Lanka to Southeast Asia and even to the Middle East, transforming Buddhism from a local Indian sect into a major world religion. The Mauryan administrative system, which Ashoka refined, was a marvel of efficiency. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by a royal prince or a governor. A vast network of officials managed everything from collecting taxes and overseeing agriculture to regulating trade and maintaining public infrastructure. State-run industries controlled key resources like mines and forests. A common currency facilitated trade across the subcontinent, and well-maintained roads connected the empire, fostering economic prosperity and cultural exchange. However, even the greatest empires eventually faced decline. After Ashoka's death around 232 BCE, a succession of weaker rulers followed. The immense cost of maintaining a large army and a vast bureaucracy began to strain the economy. Provincial governors grew more powerful and started to assert their independence. Internal conflicts weakened the central authority that had held the diverse empire together. Finally, around 185 BCE, the last Mauryan emperor, Brihadratha, was assassinated by his own general, Pushyamitra Shunga, who then founded the Shunga dynasty. The great Mauryan Empire, which had unified India for over a century, crumbled into smaller competing kingdoms once more. But the legacy of the Mauryas was indelible. They created the blueprint for Indian empire building, a model of centralized administration and political unity that would inspire future dynasties for centuries. The national emblem of modern India, the lion capital of Ashoka, is a direct tribute to this golden age. Ashoka's promotion of Dhamma and non-violence left a profound mark on Indian culture and philosophy, and his role in spreading Buddhism fundamentally reshaped the spiritual landscape of Asia. The story of the Mauryan Empire is a timeless epic of ambition, power, transformation, and legacy. From the ruthless strategy of Chanakya to the compassionate rule of Ashoka, it shows us how an empire can be built not just with swords, but with ideas. It's a testament to a time when a single dynasty dared to dream of a united India, governed by justice and moral law. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into ancient India fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Moments in History channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. See you next time.